Starting. And we are live. It is Monday, October 15th, the Ides of October. It's a gloomy afternoon here in southern Ontario. I'm watching the wind blow, gray skies. Meanwhile, it is much later in the evening where you are, my good man. We have Vlad from CatPick Studios out of Finland joining today.
Well, hello there. It's mandatory for me to do this now since I started it.
I can understand that. Yep. Yeah, it's sort of like the Tone King. Let me give you one of these bad boys right here.
Exactly. Like when I started doing YouTube, I just said greetings. Then I realized that Rob Chapman had been doing that for 10 years. And I was like, nope, I need to come up with something else.
Right, right. Yeah, imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah, that's true. But I didn't want to be accused of copying him too much. So
that's true.
I thought, tried to think of something that kind of suits my personality and didn't want to have anything too official.
Sure.
I don't know. That came up, and then it turned into a T-shirt and so on.
Well, see, you know it's a hit when it turns into a T-shirt.
Yeah, and when people start greeting you at events with that all the time.
Right. Right.
It's fun.
I'm just going to quickly say hey to everyone in the chat here. Let's see. At the top, we have my sister, Amanda. Hello, sis. Love ya. We have Pooh Ninja. We have JJ's House of Jams, my brother. We have Dragon Square. Welcome. Welcome. We have some guy named CatPick Studios. I don't know who that is.
I don't know. What a weird name.
We have Jimmy T out of Australia. Awesome.
Ooh.
We have Studio Emil. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. We have Guitar Hack out of the West End of Toronto. Good to see you. Excuse me. We have Groovy Ghoulie tuning in from the West Coast of Canada. We have Quentin James. Hey, Quentin. All the way from Kentucky. We have Guitar Girl KB out of, I want to say, Maryland, United States. She's going to be on later tonight in approximately 5 hours on Guitar Hack's channel. We have Shane from In the Blues. Hey, Shane. Good to see you.
Hey, guys.
I hope Shane's made it back to lovely Australia. Safe and sound, I assume, because he's logged into the chat.
One would assume.
We hope so, yes. We got Jeff Ripplinger tuning in. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, good to see. Good to see. Yes, I'm actually, yeah, it is rather late in the day for Shane to be tuning in. So I'm thinking his timing's a little off.
What's the time zone of Australia?
I think he's about 3 a.m. right now.
What?
Maybe 1 a.m. It's either 10 hours ahead or 12 hours ahead of me.
Can it be that little? Because it's 10 p.m. my time.
There we go. He's still in Germany.
Okay, that explains things.
Okay. Yes. Well, say hey to Dr. Rick for us as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, if you guys have any questions for Vlad or for myself, feel free to ask. Trying to think off the top of my head. I got asked a lot of stuff last night. It's weird doing a hangout, at night and then the following afternoon, but something new we're trying here on the channel. We want to be able to go live and allow more people around the world to tune in live. Hence the earlier daytime start. And that way, people like Vlad don't need to come on at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, having a small baby and a day job kind of limit those appearances.
Yeah, so you're barely sleeping to begin with.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe you posted on, I want to say Instagram the other day, a picture of your baby with wearing some merch. Loved it.
Yeah, that's not official merch, at least yet. It's something my wife gave me as a present, actually before our girl was born, and I loved it. And now the outfit was big enough that she could actually wear it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have a question. Ask him how many of his family members have been eaten by polar bears. Now, are you talking to the guy in Finland or are you talking to the guy in Canada? Because we have polar bears too.
That's true.
None for me.
Yeah, none for me yet.
Yet, yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to spread this rumor that there are polar bears in Finland. We don't actually have them, but I'm
No.
trying to spread the false
I was
information.
going to say, but you have 1 or 2 reindeer in that country, as I recall.
We do. And it's also a, how's it called? Like a delicate treat or something to eat.
Right. A delicacy, yes.
Yeah, delicacy, thank you.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
Scott Nickerson. Cheers, all he says. Good to see you.
I'm not sure. I think we have pandas nowadays in one of the zoos. It was a big thing. China gave us 2 pandas, and they live like a mid-western Finland nowadays.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice.
And it's crazy expensive to go and see them.
Oh, yes?
Obviously.
Yeah. Hey, there's Johnny Bean. Good to see you, Johnny. Quick hello. I'm out the door. Well, thanks for stopping in, Johnny. Leave a thumbs up. Thank you very much. We got 20 people watching, which is not too bad considering it's daytime across North America.
Mm.
So you wonder how many people are watching from work.
I've started to realize that a lot of people like listen to videos as well.
Yes.
Especially like Q&As and live streams and stuff. So yeah. Maybe a lot of people.
I was doing that myself before I switched to a different store location. But like when we were talking off air, that Telecaster build you did live, I was watching from work. And and I would type in the chat in between customers, and the rest of the time I just had it playing in the store and glancing over and snickering. And fortunately, most of my customers there were regular customers, so they're kind of used to me having a podcast of some kind on.
Yeah, I think that was one of the live streams that you kind of need to see because you don't get the full experience of
yes.
me failing at assembling the guitar and Max assembling it in 10 minutes faster than I did.
But the funny part is he's done first and none of us could hear it actually plugged in.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like he's like, I win. And those of us in the chat are going, no, that was part of it. Well, it's not my fault. My plug-in didn't work. Well, it kind of is. That's why everyone should have one of those, well, like my little orange up here, one of these little battery-powered practice amps, just for a situation like that.
Yeah. I nowadays have a Knox Nuix amp as well for similar type of thing. I do have my amp right over there. But...
True. Yeah, I've got a few behind me too. I'm actually missing my main one. It's still sitting in storage. I haven't brought all my gear home from the last show I played. I just put everything into my storage unit that night. Only brought the guitars home because it's already getting down to, very cold at night. So I didn't want to leave the guitars in the vehicle overnight. So
yeah, it is the same here. We had like one warm day. Actually, yesterday was a warm day, but otherwise it's almost -degrees in Celsius. That is, you guys have something else.
Yeah, no, we have Celsius as well. But ironically, because I have
Canada even more now.
Yeah, we're metric. But I always say temperature in Fahrenheit because of so many American viewers.
Sure, I get that.
Or I find now automatically, I don't know about you, but for me, like someone will say, well, when are you going live tomorrow? And I'll say 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Like it's just an automatic, I will say East and West Coast.
Yeah, that's something I'm not used to because I live in a country with a single time zone, so it's the same time all the time.
Whereas I think we have 5.5 time zones.
Yeah.
Because Newfoundland is only a half hour ahead of Atlantic time for some reason. Yeah. That's Newfoundlanders.
Yeah. But actually, like, speaking of that, I think the climate we both live in is a good test for the quality of the guitar. That's something I've noticed. Like some guitars need to go through at least one kind of yearly cycle.
Yes.
And many of my guitars I own need like fret setup and all that kind of stuff during that time.
Right.
And some don't. And
we joke about that a lot. I remember like this past winter, it was very cold, and now being part of the YouTube community, everybody was complaining about fret sprout across the United States. And they're like, don't you have a problem with it? I'm like, no. Like, have you already filed down your fret ends and that's why they don't sprout? I was like, no. I think my guitars know they're Canadian. So they know they're going to have a hot, humid summer and a cold, dry winter. Yeah. And they just know.
Actually, like my acoustic guitar is a Taylor, and that's the first acoustic that didn't need like fret end work or anything like that over its first year here. So makes sense.
Let's see, we have a comment. Trivial info, only Burma, Liberia, and the United States are still on Imperial.
Thank you.
For that comment, he is now a moderator.
Yeah, Michiel is awesome.
Yeah. And actually, while I'm here, I'll add one for Shane as well.
Sure.
It's like we were talking off air, when making moderators, it's really handy to have fellow creators because they know what to look for and this and that, and they know they know how to handle a channel. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were talking like, even though I've been doing this for a year and a half now, it's not that long ago that I realized that I actually need to have moderators on live streams, because even I apparently can get trolls there.
I found out real quick. It was one of the first times I went live, and a bunch found me, and literally I had to add 4 or 5 moderators, and all of them combined were barely keeping up with the new accounts jumping in. However, I would do a 1-hour live stream, and I'd be like, yay, I had 35 views. And that day I had about 75 views. And then I understand how it can be a good thing when they keep logging in.
Yeah. I have no idea how the big guys like Phil or someone does it. Like, he has hundreds at least.
Shane, quick, I'll ban Ben Coombs. Now I have the power. Hey, Adam EVH. Good to see you, brother.
Hello.
And we have Earl Painter in. Hey guys from Kansas. Welcome, Earl. So yes, a few new names in the chat. Thank you. I'm going to thank Vlad for that because I know he was sharing the stream around. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy our discussions and such, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and of course, ring that bell so you're notified when new content comes out or when we go live. Awesome. Oh, and Jamal was in here as well. Sorry, I missed you earlier, Jamal. But fortunately, my sister just said hey to Jamal. And Sonia's here, too.
There's a bunch of people.
Hi, all kinds of people. Fender Guru from Hamilton, New Zealand. Good to see you, buddy. He and I were chatting a bit last night after I was live.
I would guess he specializes in Fender guitars.
Yes, although he's recently discovered EVH guitars. So, yes, he's in love with them as well.
Are they part of the same, like, corporation or something?
Yeah, they're built under Fender.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Jackson, Charvel, Gretsch, and EVH.
They've been doing a great job with all of the brands, actually. From what I know, like, Charvel is doing... Like, I like what they're putting out, and Gretsch has been good for many years. And
Yes, fortunately, one of the channel sponsors, Ardens Music, recently started carrying Gretsch guitars, and so they have only imported some of the Asian-built stuff. They don't have any American stuff in at this time. Just kind of dipping their toe in the water, as they say. And it amazes me at the price point how much guitar you can get. For any brand, it's really amazing.
Yeah, we actually at the local store, they do have like 2 basic electromatics, I think, but that's about it. Would love to. I think I probably need to go to Helsinki, aka the capital of Finland. I think they have a bigger store there where I could check out more of those. Because there's something like they're really different from anything else, like just the basic.
Will Vlad do a tube amp build vid?
Yeah, Full Ninja has been suggesting that we do a amp build competition.
If you do, please don't do it as a competition, because if you cut a corner and you plug it in, we could see some electrifying situations.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I've been telling him. It will be the most exciting and dangerous live stream I've ever done.
let's check the output of the transformer at 400 volts.
Yeah, exactly. So... Yeah,
or even crazier would be as if you do a competition building modeling amps.
That will be like 17-year-long live stream.
Yeah, you're sitting at a computer for days programming code.
It starts by me Googling for like 15 days in a row how to do that and trying to learn. And then
Yeah. Can I phone a friend with Cheddar? He knows how to program.
Oh, that's true.
See?
Should have like the live stream should have like help things like, hey, call a friend or something like on how to what's it in English? The Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's the show.
Yes.
The old one. I don't know if you still have it, but
it may still be on in syndication. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we actually have a new host nowadays, and it's a pretty popular show again. It's kind of, I don't know. I think the only exciting thing about the show is that I try to answer the questions before they kind of show it, and once I would have gotten to 10,000 euros, but only once. So.
Now, see, we speak his name, and he shows up. There's Cheddar Come Power right there.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you, my friend. Awesome. And thanks to Cheddar for getting us in touch with each other. Like that was literally on Friday. I was watching you guys, and I was like, you know what? I need to have Vlad on. And it was like within a minute of you guys ending the stream, I was emailing Cheddar. Hey, can you pass along my info, or can you get me his email?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And we have a question from Guitar Hack. He says, hey, Ben, I'm not familiar with Vlad. Can you ask him to tell us about his channel?
You kind of did already. So I'm Vlad. I'm from Finland. I started doing YouTube I think in May or April 2017. I did have a couple of videos up before that. And I kind of started doing it just for fun. Then I got in touch with a guy called Henning, which many of you probably know. And
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, and I was part of the helper crew at not TGU, that too. But before that, the first GitCon. Then we had the same guys at TGU as well, and yeah, over that time I've been kind of trying to improve my videos, and I guess at this point I can officially say that I'm trying to make this at least a side job. So sure. Yeah, I do a lot of kind of in-depth guitar gear demo stuff, but I'm trying more and more also to incorporate kind of music in it. So I try to have these songs I write with a specific piece of gear, and I might have some like original songs coming up as well in the near future, hopefully.
Nice. I enjoyed your review on the Getaway Driver. That one,
thank you.
That one, just off the. See, now that tells me, because it came to me just off the top of my head, because I remember you really went through a variety of sounds with it. You played a variety of styles with it as well, and I remember you had one run, and I remember making a comment about it. You did this lick, like scale run thing. I can't even remember exactly, but I was just like, wow, that sounds straight off the Sunset Strip in the 80s, because I have a real soft spot for the hair metal stuff.
Yeah, that was the reason I
Kramer over here, but yeah, and I was just like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I actually probably wrote that song for another Orange demo, I think. Yeah, I did the tiny orange head versus the Joyo orange type of head, and
right.
Like, okay, I need to write, like, I actually thought like, what would Robert Baker write? So I did that,
and it worked. Yeah. Let's say hello to the Guitar Pit. Good to see you, my man.
Hey,
thank you again for this webcam that I'm using. Let's see, we have Gussie Wells in the house. Awesome. We have Alex R tuning in. Awesome. Hey, awesome.
I haven't watched today's video yet. Need to check that out at some point.
Yes, me too.
Was it today or yesterday? Today.
I've been actually trying to catch up on auto racing today, so prior to going live. So
Finland's like Europe's Germany. What? Finland is part of Europe, so how can it be Europe's Germany? This is a trick question.
Is Finland like Europe's Germany?
Yeah, this has to be a trick question.
Like, Finland is to Scandinavia that Germany is to Europe.
I don't. That still doesn't make any sense.
No.
But yeah, let's go with that one. I like it.
Hey, we got Charlie S joining in. Awesome, awesome. Oh, gee. Alex, I think because you have even less humor than us. Oh, okay. Yes, he meant Europe's Canada. I can see that actually. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that we could actually be. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and we're not talking just similar climate, but we enjoy our hockey quite a bit. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and population size in approximation to other countries as well. So, we have a little country south of us with 10 times the population, so we can kind of relate.
Yeah. Yeah, hockey is like easily the biggest sports in Finland, like easily, and it's the only sport where we constantly keep getting like NHL level professionals. No other sport is even near that.
Right, and and even the Finnish Elite League will pull in former NHLers as well. Like
it does. It does. It's really well. That's why we get the NHL guys, because our league is so good.
Well, it's like when you referenced Helsinki earlier. It's like, oh, I know it from World Junior Championships, stuff like that. So
yeah. Fun fact: actually, my wife's colleague has a son who was winning I think it's the under 19-year-olds World Championship just recently, and now the son moved to Canada. He got a scholarship to one of your universities.
Oh, nice.
So that's really cool.
Judd Lofthouse, good to see you, buddy. Been a little while.
Well, yeah, kind of. That's one of the weirdest sports ever, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting, that's for sure. Although I'd still say it's not as weird as moguls. But like, I'm just like really, if you're a mogul skier, are your knees like absolutely done after about 5 years of competition?
I'd be. Is the world? No, I don't think it's here.
Hey, Simon Williams. I was hoping you'd tune in, buddy. One of the reasons I'm doing these early shows is for folks like Judd Lofthouse, Simon Williams, Alex R. Guys I don't normally get to see live. Let's see. Actually never asked Vlad this. Favorite Formula One driver?
Oh, man.
Would it be Kimi Räikkönen?
Him or Mika Häkkinen?
Mika was amazing. I actually got to see Kimi race.
Ooh.
He had a very brief NASCAR career of a handful of races. And I happened to, myself and my cousin, happened to be at that race. We go down to Charlotte, North Carolina each year for the NASCAR races. And I knew he was there. And it was funny because he was sponsored by, it was caffeinated beef jerky. And they called it Perky Jerky.
That's a weird product in many ways.
Yeah, like really made for truck drivers, I guess. Long haul truck drivers eating caffeinated jerky. So, yeah. Hey, Frank Corcoran. Good to see you. Awesome. We have 32 people watching. Thank you very much for all the support. Awesome. Appreciate it. This is about what we were getting last night.
Alex likes the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of sounds awful, but it also sounds like something I would eat during my work day, and like my hands would be shaking by the end of the day.
Awesome. Gusty says, I've been to Concord, North Carolina. Yes, you have, because that's actually where the track is. It's about a half hour away from actually Charlotte, but they call it Charlotte Motor Speedway. Played football in Concord. Oh, cool. Very cool. Perky Jerky is also the name of my Viagra competitor, Cheddar says. Oh, wow. Hey, Lando. Good to see you. Lando 27 Music. Popping in from our nation's capital. And yes, Lando, I gave you a wrench last night. Yes. I meant to message him about it, but then by the time I thought about it, it was about midnight, and I didn't want to wake him up with a text message, so. Yes, Guitar Girl, you may be right on that one. Jamal, what races do you go see in Charlotte? It started out as just one weekend, which would have been the Coke 600 weekend, Memorial Day weekend in the United States. And then we realized, since we're hauling a trailer 20 hours each way driving, why don't we go down for 2 weeks? Because NASCAR's All-Star race is at the same track with the previous week. So we go down, we watch the All-Star race, spend the week hitting all the race teams' facilities, checking them out. And then we stick around for the second weekend for the big race. So very much fun. I think I drink more alcohol in that 2-week period than I do the rest of the year combined. We touched on that last night. Yes, Gussie, hung out at the huge mall in Concord, the Concord Mills Mall. I know it well. Actually, I got this shirt from the Concord Mills Mall, ironically. Skateboard shop there. So, very cool. Let's see here. Did I miss something in the chat? Yes, no?
Yeah, looks like I'm getting the messages like 20 seconds later than you do.
Judd says, Vlad, I'm sorry it was me having a go at you about Harley Benton guitars. All about opinions.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, there was somebody who would like...
Hey, Sila's here. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, there was someone who couldn't believe they are like decent. Was it him? Maybe. Then there was some other guy that like we had really good discussion with. I don't remember anymore.
And now he says, but I did love your guitar build posts.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to search for it. Too many comments to go through.
Earl Painter says, you guys are so cool. Why, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We try. We try. Yeah. Earl's just thrown off by the long hair.
Comes out naturally.
Yes.
I used to have long hair.
I just haven't had a haircut in over 3 years.
Like, yeah. The one thing I hate about cutting my hair is the fact that I need to spend 15 euros every 4 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the fact that I didn't go to a barber's place for 5-6 years.
See, that's enough money to buy a guitar.
I was just about to say that. Exactly.
Yes. And I remember Guitar Girl KB, she called it long hair, the cape of rock stars. Like we're superheroes. It's our superhero cape. Guitar Hack asks, can you ask what were the most popular 80s bands in Finland?
Wow. Having been born in late 80s, that's a difficult one to answer. Hanoi Rocks was one, I think. Like,
nice.
We're talking about rock bands. The one that almost kind of broke in US as well. Until
Hanoi Rocks, they have very much a cult following in the music community. I think part of it is their tie-in with Motley Crue.
Yeah.
For unfortunately tragic reasons, but because that story keeps getting repeated, their name gets out there, and I got turned on to them a few years ago, and I love their stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the kind of saddest stories, because they were like, I think it was during the US tour, they were touring with Motley Crue actually, and then the accident happened, and their drummer died, and they never recovered from that. So,
right.
Yeah, but we have an internationally recognized rock star in Finland, which is kind of fun. The Michael Monroe. I was actually at a Foo Fighters gig last year, and Dave Grohl invited Michael Monroe on stage many, many times and thought, hey, you're one of my biggest inspirations and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
And the fact that he's actually a great musician, that's also fun.
Yes. Yeah.
What's happening?
Dictionary definition of cool: middle-aged guys talking about guitars.
Yep.
Thanks, Simon.
Pretty much.
Any thoughts on the Line 6 Variax James Tyler 69S Shoreline Gold? Sela asks. I'll be honest with you, Sela. I am not familiar with any Line 6 product.
No.
Unfortunately. Other than I'm looking forward to trying JJ's House of Jams Helix when I'm staying with him in January. So that should be interesting. So yeah, that's kind of the first Line 6 product that's really piqued my interest. So, and apparently you have Lord as well.
Yeah, it's actually Lordy. There's an I at the end as well. It's
so there is. I just need new glasses.
Yeah, it's
I thought it was another exclamation mark.
Yeah, it's a classic rock band that dresses in horror creature costumes, and they kind of trolled the Eurovision Song Contest in 2006, and they won the whole thing. That's the only time we've won there. Yeah.
Very nice.
It's a thing.
Well, JJ with the thumbs ups. Now, is that for the show, or is that because I referenced your Helix and the fact that we're going to be hanging out for the better part of a week together? JJ is going to be hosting myself and my co-host from our weekly show when we go to NAMM this year.
Oh, that's cool. I'm still trying to figure out whether I could go to NAMM. Would love to, but flying from here, it's pretty crazy expensive. And so I'm trying to work with some companies. We'll see. Would be cool, though.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
You guys have it easy. You just need to cross one.
Well, we do and we don't, because Toronto Airport is one of the most expensive airports to fly in and out of. So I think we're looking at round trip for the two of us. It's 1,400 or 1,500 Canadian dollars.
Okay. For me, the cheapest direct flight from Helsinki to LAX was again round trip. I think it was 800 euros.
So that'd be about 1,200, 1,300 Canadian.
Something like that.
Yeah, so almost twice as much, but you're coming twice as far. So
that's even more than twice. It might be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not super good at geography or whatever that's supposed. Right. Yeah, but it was like a 21-hour flight or something. Apparently, Shane is enjoying that as well.
Cheddar Kampau is going to NAMM. Awesome. And Harry and his guitar will be at NAMM.
Damn. Now I really want to go. I want to meet Cheddar there.
See, I've got to meet Cheddar at Sweetwater's Gear Fest. He and his wife were walking around, and I saw him. And I was the crazy guy that's yelling out, Cheddar!
I think he said something about that, like mentioned that at some point, like there was someone yelling, Cheddar.
Yeah, that's me. I did the same thing with Glenn Fricker. Glenn!
Sure. Glenn is super.
And Robert Baker. And it was all, I think, within an hour and a half, I ran into every fellow YouTuber there. So it was great.
Yeah, Cheddar says, more important, I got to meet Ben Coombs. Exactly.
I don't know about that. So yeah, that was really cool. It was really cool to meet up and talk at a an event and stuff. So I think NAMM is just going to be crazy. I think I'm up to almost 40 people I know are going to be there.
Yeah.
So
well,
I think it's almost like a family reunion in many ways, right? It's the one time a year where everybody goes, and
that's one of the reasons I want to go there. And this is one of the most awesome things that have happened because of the YouTube channel. Something that I didn't actually in any way could have predicted. And it's this community. And now if I go to Germany, if I go to Belgium or England or US, there's a lot of people that most likely would be happy to see me. So,
see you, Alex. Yes, you're right, Jamal. He says try flying into Orange County instead of LAX. That would be John Wayne International Airport.
Okay.
And yes, much, much closer. I think it's like 20 minutes or a half an hour to where NAMM is, as opposed to 2 hours to drive across the city. Which is hard to wrap my head around, the fact that you can drive for 2 hours and still be essentially in the same city.
Yeah, we don't have a single city that's that big.
And Gussie, yeah, we were thinking about flying out of Buffalo, New York, except I won't be driving to him from the airport. We'll probably be getting a ride. So if my dad's nice enough to drive the 150 kilometers each way into Toronto, I can't really ask him to cross an international border too. And Alex had to leave, and in case I already forgot that I said it.
Bye,
See you, Alex. And we have Pear joining us. Hey, Pear. See, and the doctor can host a great show. He was awesome. Only thing that could top it was if they had a nice lefty guitar for Shane. Isn't that the truth? Yes, I believe Shane said, I think there was a couple of Ibanez that he could play on.
Oh, yeah, he's a lefty. I completely forgot that.
Mm-hmm. And so is Jamal. Yeah, Jamal says LAX is a nightmare. Well, you would know, sir. You would know.
In LA, you can drive 2 hours and go 5 miles. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And we have just as bad traffic in and around Toronto.
Yeah, I don't know how the infrastructure is built in the US or Canada, but in Finland, you can almost always walk that distance as well, like the sidewalks and stuff, so you don't need to go.
Well, the thing with Canada is 90% of the population lives like within an hour of the US border. And if you figure, I think our population is somewhere between 35 and 40 million. And 20% of the country lives within an hour of Toronto. And we have one major highway that runs through the city, essentially, east-west.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guitar Hack said it, the 401 sucks. That's the name of the highway. So, you know, sure, they make it like 10 lanes each way when it goes through Toronto, but that's not enough. And by the time you get down here, it's only 2 lanes each way. So if there's an accident on the highway, it's gridlocked for hours.
Wow.
Scott Nickerson asks, has anyone heard the new Fender pedal, the Pelt? No, I haven't yet, but that's on my list. Yes, I noticed Fender's been, you know, they released those initial 6 pedals or so around NAMM this year, and then they've been teasing out a couple more I've noticed over the last little while.
I've missed the new ones completely. I liked some of the ones they released at NAMM, and those had some cool things like the battery compartment thing, and they sounded pretty good. But
yeah,
the
battery compartment held in with a magnet, I thought was brilliant.
Yeah,
you know, because I'm old enough to remember the DoD pedals where you were special if you still had your battery cover, because they always fell off, always got lost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that was
Friday night. There was 0 lefties, no gig for me.
Oh man, that's...
yeah,
it's
crazy. But Shane appeared to have a good time. I've been catching up on some of his stuff, so he looked like he had a blast there. Cheddar says, "Couldn't they make you a guitar?"
Yeah, I mean, like.
Yeah, they have the facilities.
Yeah, like Felix always tells the story, like how they signed him up to be the artist, and like they built him a guitar within like a day or 2, so they could do that technically. I will not make an amp build video. I think it's just way too dangerous. I have a amp that I assembled from a kit, but I didn't power it up before I took it to a technician just in case.
Good idea. Good idea. Yeah, I don't do any servicing on any of my amps.
I swapped it
beyond swapping out tubes. That's about it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would do myself. I'm actually waiting. I might get the shipping info this week. I'm getting something Canadian for my amp collection, which is actually 1 amp right now. I'm getting a Rev in, well, I actually ordered it in May, I think. And I should be getting my Rev Dynamis pretty soon.
Oh, cool. I don't even think I realized they were Canadian.
They're Canadian.
How's crazy that? Whereabouts are they out of?
I'm not sure. You should check. I think they would be happy to have you visit. I don't.
Yeah.
There's like everyone I know from that company are super nice, and I think like I don't know if like they do produce some of their own YouTube content, but otherwise they like I don't know. I think you should contact them.
I'm looking them up as we speak.
Good.
Yeah, because I know they have an excellent reputation for both their amps and their pedals.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I have their pedal, and I will soon have one of their amps.
Yeah, I thought they were European, I think, because most of the exposure I've seen about them is European YouTubers. So.
Oh, that's actually weird.
But then again, it could be just whatever happens to come up in my feed.
Yeah, and I think they kind of aggressively wanted to expand to Europe at some point because
they're in Manitoba. Oh, interesting.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, that's nowhere near me. That's a 24-hour drive.
Wow.
You can drive, what is it, like 15 hours and still be in the province. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the distance in Finland from one place to another is like 1,000 and something kilometers, which you can drive within a day easily. We're a small country.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of DC volts in amps, be careful. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Let's see. Shane says I probably should have taken one. Take a guitar with him.
Mm.
And fortunately, one of the two Ibanez's they had, it wasn't a shredder one. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like he would be, like stuck with an RG or something like that. And I'm thinking that's not bluesy, but Shane will show if it blueses or not. But then again, I did a video with my Kramer, Can It Chicken Pick, so. Just for I thought that'd be a fun video. Well, and I think that was because Shane was like, does it metal or something, or he did a few of those videos, does it blues and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna do a take on that. Does this chicken pick? Not that I'm a decent chicken picker by any stretch of the means. I think I have 2 riffs, and I did both of them in the video.
Well, that's 2 more than I can do. So well done.
The key to is lots of compression, fairly clean, like almost totally clean, lots of compression, and just solo in a major pentatonic and not a minor.
Sure.
That's kind of it.
And that's something I've always wanted to get into, but like especially nowadays when I work on videos and stuff, like I don't have time to practice. My practice happens when I'm doing all the demos and songs and stuff. And in those, I always try to come up with something that I kind of didn't know how to play before. But yeah.
Yeah. It's like I get asked, like, how often do you play at home? And I'm like, once every couple of weeks, maybe. Because like at the former store I worked at, I had a guitar rig set up there that I could noodle on between customers. And I was having band practice once or twice a week, and we're gigging, so it's like I don't need to play at home. In many ways, I get my playing out when I'm playing with my friends. So
that's great. Like I'm still getting used to the fact that I need to change strings on guitars more than once a year, because I used to play like half an hour once a week, and then the guitar strings would last me a year, if not longer. Now it's like couple of months, and I already noticed that they don't even stay in tune. So still getting used to that.
You said, the last couple of gigs I did, somebody asked me, like, how do you choose which guitars to take to a gig? I'm like, the 2 with the freshest strings. And then it's one of those, oh no, they all have bad strings. So then you're restringing, 2 or 3 guitars the day of a show, and I prefer to restring them a day in advance to allow them to stretch out. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I barely stretch my strings. I'm really lucky in that fact. I don't really, even if I don't stretch the strings, they barely go out of tune.
No, that's
and
not.
unfortunately, I'd restrung my newest guitar here, and I took it out for its first gig. And one of the artists that was playing before me, his guitar wasn't working. So I said, here, take mine. And he couldn't keep it in tune because he's such a hard player. He was just pulling it. And I felt so bad for him because the first exposure to my signature guitar is a guy that can't keep it in tune. And then we kind of laughed about it, the fact too that here I am, I show up with my own guitar, and he's the first guy to actually gig with my guitar before I actually got to gig with it.
Yeah. That's like, I play with pretty heavy strings, and that's one of the things that I don't have like super good memories of from the first GitCon. We went on stage like late in the evening, and whatever PRS I had, a nice guitar, but it had like 9s on it, and my guitars have 11s on them. And it was so difficult because like everything I'm used to do on the guitar needs to be done with like 25% of the force and the speed and everything. And oh man, it was, well, the thing that Phil like told me like after that was like, hey, you don't suck. That's the biggest compliment I've ever had. So.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. I used to play with 11s, but I also used to play in drop C tuning.
Sure. Then
it made sense. And then when I went back to standard tuning, I went from playing Les Pauls in drop C to Telecasters in standard tuning, and I dropped down to 9s as well.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, actually, my Les Paul type guitar has 11 to 56s now. And thanks, Cheddar, for pointing out the NYXL strings, because that's the only company that produces that kind of set. Just I play that guitar a lot of in drop D and the low E or
pretty
D.
Sure Ernie Ball has an 11 through 52.
Oh
no. Yeah, no, sorry, you said thicker than that. You said 57?
56.
56. Okay, yeah. Those are 11 through 52, I believe.
Yeah.
For Ernie
yeah,
Balls.
but the 52 was...
I use the 11 through 48s myself.
Yeah, I play these, my own CatPicks, which are pretty heavy. And yeah, I hit the low E string pretty hard, and it would go always out of tune with the drop D tuning. I use a lot for my demo songs, so yeah. The 11...
I like that one, Simon. He's queuing from that pedal show. Honk. Philix said to me. ...
Yeah,
he says, very gentlemanly of me, lending out my guitar. Originally, he was going to do a solo acoustic thing. And so I just said, here, use my rig. So I plugged him in through my complete pedal board, gave him a clean tone, basically, clean tone with a Keeley compressor. And he loved it. He's like, wow, that compressor is amazing. And I was like, well, it's a Keeley compressor. It's an industry standard.
Exactly.
And that's why I bought it. Previous to that, I think I had an original Boss CS2 compressor from the late 80s. Was my previous compressor. And it worked great, but the Keeley was just, oh my, next generation.
Isn't that the pedal that kind of made them big? I think
so. Yeah. Because previous to that, it was a Keeley modded this or a Keeley modded that. But I would say the compressor, because it literally became an industry standard. And I find I use a lot of industry standard stuff. Like the MXR carbon copy. When it came out, it was... that reset the bar for modulated delays at that price point, and it seemed like overnight everybody had a carbon copy on their pedal board.
It's good. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I generally run with basically a slapback delay. Love the carbon copy as a slapback, and then playing cover songs from the 80s, where obviously digital delay was huge. I use just a Boss DD3 for my digital delay stuff. I actually had my roadie on Friday night. He's looking at my pedal board because I have, I think 15 pedals on my pedal board. And he's like, how do you keep track of all this? And I said, well, we play 4 sets of cover songs. I need a variety of tone. So there's like 5 overdrives and you're never using more than one. And then I'm like, and then there's 3 modulations because there's a chorus, a phaser, and a vibe. Well, you're only going to use one of those. And then you have 2 delays, but you're only using one of them ever. Excuse me. Yeah. So, and then once I simplified it, he's like, okay. I'm like, and then there's a tuner, there's a volume pedal. And he's like, I thought that was a wah. I'm like, no, I don't even own a wah pedal anymore. I had one on my pedal board, and in one band, I used it for the bridge of one song a night. And that was it. And then when I joined the next band, Richie is big on wah use in his guitar solos. So I'm like, well, we can't both have wah pedals. So
yeah,
I replaced it with a volume pedal because that way I could do volume swells for some of that pedal steel mimicry and stuff like that.
Yeah, you just mentioned 2 pedals I need to get. One is a compressor, and I'm kind of missing my volume pedal. It allows you to do pretty fun stuff, especially now that I have a delay that has presets. So I could have this ambient delay preset and then just blend in stuff. It's fun.
Oh, for sure. Ben needs a sack truck to move his pedal board. Well, we can blame JJ's House of Jams for that because he was the guy that was kind enough to send me the pedal board. It became obsolete for him because he bought the Helix system. Guitar Hack says I use wah for my Kirk Hammett tribute band. Yeah, you pretty much got to have one.
The tribute band or the...
Jimmy T asks, is there a photo of your pedal board somewhere? Actually, if you go back on the channel, I built the pedal board live one night for the most part. I didn't test it because I ran out of cabling, but we did a live pedal board build, and it was funny because I have all these pedals back here because I do collect them. So we started the show with this empty pedal board, and I go back there, and one of the guys in the chat who was new was like, "Oh, what's Ben doing?" And one of my regulars like, "He's shopping." And I was literally, okay, let's grab this and this and this and this.
Yeah, I'd love to collect all the pedals I've been getting, but I'm running out of storage space right now, so I've been kind of forced to sell some of those. And on the other hand, like I always keep enough, so I have these kind of 2 pedal shelves that you can see in my videos.
Sure.
They have lighting I brought from IKEA and everything, so I keep that amount of pedals on hand all the time, but otherwise I sell them to my friends and stuff because there is such a thing as too many pedals, unless you have storage space as you do.
Right. Jamal says every pedal board must have a wah. Apparently I have an illegal pedal board.
Well, in that case, this is illegal too, what I have over here, so I can show it, actually. This is the thing I use right now. I don't know how well it can be.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it doesn't have a wah as well, so it might be illegal by Canadian laws.
I'm gonna present you there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So this is what I've been using, and actually with this blue pedal here, it's a kind of, you can use it as a standalone unit and just plug into PA, and it works pretty well. It's like a power amp and cabinet simulation thing.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So actually, I'll be releasing a video tomorrow where I compare this pedal board to something else. So if you guys are interested.
Cheddar says, I don't have a wah on my board, but I'm a crybaby, so it's fine.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah, Jamal, I lugged a wah around on my pedal board for years. I don't miss the extra weight, and I can replace it with 2 other pedals at least. So, plus Richie's the wah guy. He is the master at the wah. So, leave it to the pro for that.
Yeah, guys, a question to everyone in the chat: what is the most useless effect for guitar? I would say it's the talk box.
No, the Korg Miku.
But that's fun for a few minutes. I don't know if talk box is fun even for like a minute.
Hey, Randall Fisher, good to see you, buddy. Shane asks, the brown pedal Lower right. Let's see. Right about here, I'm guessing, Shane. That is a TC Electronics Mojo, I believe. Yeah. TC Electronics Mojo next to my compressor. Shane says ring modulator. See, now I have to disagree on TalkBox because I love TalkBoxes. You know, I grew up on Aerosmith and Joe Walsh, so Poo Ninja TalkBox rules. I'm unsubbing you, Vlad. Shane was asking what the brown pedal was on your board, Vlad.
The brown pedal. Which one is the brown pedal?
I think he said lower right.
Lower right. On the lower row, it's Caroline Pure Sky, then the orange Getaway Driver, then it's...
The orange Getaway Driver. That's what it would.
Yeah. It's a damn good overdrive.
I'm trying to think most useless pedal.
By the way, I have to disagree on the ring modulator because I always thought it was a stupid pedal until this year at Helsinki Tone Fest. One of the kind of most well-known freelance guitarists in Finland, he formed his own jam band, and they played these like 15-minute long songs, and he had at least a 4-minute ring modulator solo in that one of the songs, and it was so good that I almost went and bought one of those pedals just because. So
my sister says, "Got to go get the girls. See you in a few if you're still on." Yeah, we should be around. Not that far down to the bus stop. Yeah, I've never had luck with a ring modulator. I would say, well, there's a whole group of those ultra fuzzes, you almost want to call. Like, it seems like every boutique fuzz builder is building a fuzz that just sounds like a dying battery, and I'm like, it doesn't matter what note I play, it sounds the same, you know, and there's no adjustment for the amount of fuzz. I'm not, you know, speaking specifically to play, you know, companies like Earthquaker, hint, but I just, but then again, I'm not a fuzz guy. I'm an overdrive guy. I could almost say reverb pedals because all of my amps I've ever owned have always had a reverb.
Well, yeah, kind of. Guess depends what you're going for.
Yeah, I don't know as far as really useless. Pitch shifter, maybe, because I have no use for one ever.
Yeah. I think the word useless might be wrong. I would say that like the pedal that has the least kind of like artistic use in anything. Because I mean, you can use ring modulator pretty well in some stuff, and the same goes for the talk box and everything.
I have it because I would never use it. How about a vocoder? I have no use for a vocoder because can I make my guitar sound like auto tune? No, I'm good.
And that's a really it's one of those pedals that's also pretty difficult to set up. Like you need to wire it weirdly. Same goes to me with talkbox as well. I love
or trying to set up an envelope filter. My gosh.
This gives me an idea. I think I need to start planning the most useless pedal video. Need to do some research.
Like a ring modulator, a talk box, a vocoder, pitch shifter, harmonizer. Harmonizers are great if you play like Iron Maiden.
Yeah. And you
stuff like that.
Guitar player.
Yes, well, JJ, that's the way to do it. Put a fuzz and an overdrive together. Yeah, that works. That works. For the longest time, I thought compressors were useless because I couldn't hear a tonal difference.
Yeah, same for me.
You know, I was like, I don't get it because most stuff I set the knobs to 12 o'clock to start with, and really for a compressor, you just got to crank everything to get that unique, you know, chicken pick tone. And I would have everything at 12 o'clock, and I'm like, is this on? Is this pedal even working?
Yeah, been there.
And you haven't tried H3000?
Is that the rack unit?
It could be.
I think. I might be wrong.
Noise gates? Yeah. Do what? I don't hear it. Now it's funny because I ran a noise gate for a long time. Well, I had to in my previous band because we were super high gain. So unless I was on the volume control constantly, I was feedbacking. Because I think I was using this pedal here, MXR full bore metal for my tone. So, and I use that term loosely. So I needed a noise gate. Then I took it off the board. Well, actually, no, it stayed on the board, and I was using it as a mild compressor because I noticed it was compressing my tone because they are a bit of a tone sucker. But then you just compensate with your pedals for that tone loss. And so I was using it because it compressed the sound a bit. And then it came off because I needed to put another distortion on the board. And then playing with the new guitar with an overwound P90 in the bridge, I needed my noise gate Friday night, and I didn't have it. Yeah, because that thing I think puts out an extra 2K of resistance over a stock P90. It howls. The tones I was getting, I was grinning at times because I was, and the drummer, our drummer was like, "Wow, you're really happy. We're really grooving." I was like, actually, in a selfish way, I was just ecstatic with my tone. I was like, "Wow, I'm sounding awesome tonight."
Yeah. But I think it was Dan from the Pedal Show that said that you shouldn't actually need a noise gate. The problem is elsewhere. But then on the other hand, there's been a few places where I've played like without some sort of noise gate. I was getting so much hum and these weird noises, even though I had built the pedal board according to like all the instructions how you're supposed to build it.
Yep. And I found too, like it depends on where you are in the world, and that sounds weird, but I remember I was talking with a guy, and he's like, "Well, you know, like all you need to do is show up with a 112 combo amp because they're going to mic it anyways." And I was just like, I don't know where you're playing, but we supply we bring our own PA system and lights to every show, and we only run vocals through the PA system. We just use stage volume because the drummer is so loud anyways. So like we're pushing about 115 decibels on stage, which is real fun to try to get any kind of monitors for the vocals. So you just kind of, I'm so used to singing without a monitor that it throws me off when I actually have a decent monitor, putting stuff back at me. Yeah, so none of the amps are ever mic'd. So I just show up with a Blues Deluxe reissue, 40 watt, set it on 2, plug my pedal board in, and away I go.
Sure.
So yeah, I need a noise gate.
Yeah.
Especially because I use a lot of mids. A lot of mids. I'm all about mids because I just cut through the mix regardless. Like I don't even have to use a lead boost at times because I'm already cutting.
Simon says that he was going to say metal zone and tone should not be used in the same sentence. Simon, I dare you to watch one of my videos where I put the metal zone against the Rev G3. Both sounded good, to me at least.
Do I have that one out? No, but I do have a modded metal zone back here. I got it's a tri-gain mod with a little toggle switch on the side.
Ooh. Kind of weird that the Boss actually released like a modified version of the Craft version of the metal zone.
I was shocked because I was thinking, isn't that the #1 mocked pedal in the history of effects pedals?
Yep, pretty much.
Yep. And I'm old enough, I remember the old Boss heavy metal pedal. Now it was nice. I like that one. I wish I still had mine.
Yeah. Yeah, that video almost made me buy one just for sake of it.
His poetry. Welcome, new to the channel. Using my supreme level of critical thinking and analytical skills, I've come to the conclusion that the Garfunkel look-alike is Canadian. All right. Are you thinking Vlad? It looks like Garfunkel because he has the lighter colored hair that's shorter. Because our Garfunkel never had, because he had an afro. But I'm the Canadian, so
yeah, I don't have an afro either, even if I tried to.
Let's see here.
Any friends from
Shane did a video about Metal Zone to make it sound like a tube screamer. Yeah, I was impressed with that. Yeah, if you get it just right. And Guitar Pit, yeah, I think you might be right. YouTubers kept making ironic metal zone pedals, and Boss saw the traffic spike and released it. That's possible. On my board, do I use batteries or a power supply plugged into the wall? I use a power supply. Can't remember what kind. More, maybe? JJ would probably know better than me because it's his old power supply.
Lots of realistic feedback.
Boss Super Distortion feedback. Yes, I have a box. I have the box still for a feedback or distortion. I lent the pedal to my nephew and he lost it, unfortunately. But I'm keeping the box because not only, you never know, like you'll see online, somebody has the pedal and they want the box. There you go.
Yeah, on our last live stream, I talked about the fact that it's easier to sell the pedal if you have the box for it. Yep. It's weird. Yeah. You don't need, the box doesn't add anything to the sound, but people will buy it faster. Right. You have a box.
Yeah, let's see here. Go for the one with the Canadian flag behind him. Yeah, Michael, I think you're right on that one. Simon says I use a generator. And JJ doesn't remember the brand of the. Yeah, I thought it was more. I could be wrong though. The box is upstairs. It hasn't made it down here yet to be put on display. Just filling up the shelves. Yeah, half the pedals are out of their boxes, so I can take up more room. Show the box and the pedal. Thank you, Guitar Hack. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions here, definitely ask away.
Yeah. Shoot. Whoa.
Oh, that sounded lovely.
Yeah. There's a window above over here, and today the sun was shining right into my eyes when I tried to work here, and I covered it with a poster, and now the poster fell off.
Gotcha.
Perfect timing. I've had something similar happening once or twice in some of my videos. It's a kind of unintentional comedy, which is always fun.
Very nice, very nice. And while I think of it again, I'll mention it. If you're not already subscribed to Guitar Hack, give him a sub. He's going live at 8 p.m. tonight.
Cool.
That's good content. He's another gigging musician, so he knows his stuff for sure because he tests it out live and go from there, which I love. Who's on the poster? It was a big poster of Henning.
No, I can show it to you. Just a sec. Not nice. Who, but what? I used to have these on the walls. I have like 3 of these because I thought it would be fun to buy 3, and I had them on the wall. You can see it in the video. And like one guy generally asked, "Why do you have a poster of a soup?"
You're more than welcome, Guitar Hack. More than welcome. And yeah, JJ says when he traded away all of his pedals at Guitar Center, they threw away all the boxes.
Oh,
that's crazy. Like, again, like you can charge $5 more if you have the box.
Oh, there's that as well. Cool.
Yeah, generally I keep the boxes, keep the manuals, but the next owner of the pedal never gets the sticker. Or sorry, decal, because we're in Canada. Decal.
The soup will give you gas. That's true.
And not for guitar gear.
Yeah. We actually have a guitar company in Finland called Gas Guitar Works.
Oh, cool.
The guy makes amazing guitars.
There's so many good guitars out there. I love it.
Yeah.
And there's lots of room for everybody.
Yep. Somebody recognized the artist, Andy Warhol.
Correct.
Dimension C.
Oh, yes, for the H9.
Mm.
Yeah, that new Dimension pedal, if it wasn't so expensive, I would definitely love to have one of them on my board.
The Boss one?
Yes.
How much is it?
I think I saw 339 US.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that Wazacraft stuff isn't cheap.
That's what?
And Boss pedals were usually kind of expensive to begin with.
Yeah.
For a major brand, you know, like I kind of lump them, Electro Harmonics, MXR, all kind of into the same camp.
Mm.
Although Electro Harmonics, man, they're bringing out some cheap pedals. I went on a spree with their Nano series. As both of them range anywhere from like, you know, $70 to $100 Canadian. And so it's like every payday I was buying a pedal. And I mentioned it a few streams back. Like I would show up at band practice, put a new pedal on my board, use it for practice, and then at the end of practice, I'm pulling it off the board and putting it back in the box. Right. And I remember my bass player is like, "What, you didn't like the pedal?" I said, "Well, I love the pedal, but it doesn't work for our band." And he's like, "Oh." And he goes, "Oh, right, you're collecting pedals." And Richie, the other guitar player, goes, "No, he's hoarding pedals at this point." So, yeah, I think I got up to about 45, 50 pedals at one point.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm a little more selective. I've been buying some vintage pedals and stuff like that. And, you know, we were at a guitar show the first weekend in September, and a guy had a couple of vintage pedals from the 70s. So I got like a DOD AB pedal. You know, and the guy wanted like $30 for it. And I was like, you know what? For $30, the paint job's very retro. I'll put it up on the shelf. I'm never going to use it. But, you know, yeah. $30 is going out for a meal or, you know, going out to the movies or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't do either usually.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into collecting pedals just yet. But, well, right now, actually, if I have money to spare, I try to invest into this video thing.
Right.
I need a secondary camera. I'm tired of using my phone all the time as a secondary camera. And especially now, like, there's a bunch of gear that you can control with Bluetooth and stuff. And then you can use this as a camera at the same time. And yeah. I actually had to reshoot, like I did the Knox New X, the practice amp demo, and I used the screen capture software on my phone. And like I had to reshoot a 10-minute segment 3 times because this just kept failing. Instead of using the screen capture, I could just point the camera on the screen and be happy.
Right. Yeah, I think Henning he sets the bar for the multi-camera setup.
Yeah, he sets the bar no one should even try to reach because there's no point in that. You know?
I'd say Shane's right there though. Shane is very close on his production. His production's awesome.
But does Shane do like live switching as well when he shoots videos?
I don't think it's live switching. I think it's in post.
That's even more work.
Jeff Ruckerlinger has some very good news. He says the Boss Wazacraft Dimension C pedal is $230 at Sweetwater. Nice. So that means it would be a little over $300 here.
It's still quite a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Pedals are very expensive in Canada. Oh, I'd imagine it'd be the same in the European market too.
Yeah, anything from the US is just ridiculous. Like there's so many import taxes and everything kind of slapped on to the actual price.
The timeline sounded great, but the H9 more versatile. Yeah, I haven't gotten into any kind of, you know, crazy pedals. Like, I swear half the time, if they have more than 4 knobs, I'm done. I don't want it.
Yep.
I can't handle it. Some of these delays, you know, they come out and I was just like, I don't want to spend an hour just trying to get a slap back. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I don't do ping pong stereo delay. I don't do, you know, I call it almost like the angel effect where they have the shimmer. That's it.
Yeah, the shimmer.
You know, I don't do any of that. That's great if you're the only guitar player in a band and you're doing kind of that progressive rock, you know, instrumental stuff or something like that, like a Larry Mitchell or Joe Satriani or something. something like that. You know, I play rock and roll. It does, you know, like all that's going to do is tick off my bandmates, you know, unless it's at the end of a song where I'll have, you know, the shimmer at the end of a song or something. So
yeah,
but yeah, you're not going to have that pedal on your board just to do that one time a night.
Yeah, you're not going to pay $600 for that one effect in one song. Well, maybe some guy will, but most
Yeah, exactly.
most won't.
Exactly. Slapback is great for early rock and roll stuff. I use it for everything. Guitar hack. That's my thing. Slapback with some reverb for depth. So that's kind of my deal.
Yep.
Especially with the palm mute. Yeah, I love that palm mute with the slapback. And
Deco is great for slapback. I really, really want to try out the Strymon Deco. It's such a weird pedal, and I think I would probably get super nerdy with it and never ever sell it. There's just something about it.
Guitar hack. Flashback delay by TC is great. Yes. I just prefer like the larger form factor ones, that like the MXR size, because they have 2 or 3 tone prints instead of 1. That I could see, you know, because I would do that. I would eliminate my 2 delays into 1. So I don't mind bending over to flip a switch back and forth. And it would be literally back and forth. And Gussie says it's a fantastic pedal, Vlad. You will enjoy it. Nice.
I need to check that out some point. I don't think, well, we have one store in Finland that sells Strymon pedals, but it's not near. I think it's a 2-hour drive there, so it's a bit difficult to go there and ask it for a loan. And I don't want to order something from a store and then try it out and return it, because it's...
I found I bought a lot of pedals, and I find I go back to a handful of my core tones. Like for my playing style, I really enjoy a clon style pedal, you know, and it's kind of like you have your group of clones, you have your group of tube screamers, and everything else, it seems. I use a tube screamer style pedal for my lower gain stuff, and then like harmonics crayon for my medium gain, which is essentially a modded clone with both a bass and treble instead of just a tone. So which is essentially their soul food with an extra knob. And soul food is what I use for lead boost. So
yeah, I used to own, what's it called? Oh man, I completely forgot. It was one of the, I only like later realized that it was like a clone as well. A blue pedal, kind of a biggest sized housing, had a funky name. Oh well, I forgot it. It was a clone as well. Didn't really work with that amp. I'm using the Uraltone Junior because it's a kind of Fender style amp, and the pedal would boost the frequency that kind of annoyed my ears quite a lot. Didn't work for me. Like, I don't think the clone works, or the clone type pedal works with every amp. That's my experience, at least.
Harassed, but he retracted the message. I saw something about solid state versus tube/valve. I'm tube all the way. Although I used this half stack is solid state, but solid state works for newer metal type stuff. As one of my hardcore friends explained, tubes versus solid state, he says tubes are mushy. So it's like if I came up to you and I pushed my hand into your face. Solid state is more like a punch to the face. And I like punching people in the face. And I went, okay, sure. Like, interesting analogy. True.
Sure. Solid state above tube. I think both can be done well, or both can be done really badly.
Yeah, you just need much more wattage with solid state for them to throw. Tube amps will throw, like some tube amps, you can stand 10 feet in front of them and it's one volume. You move another further 10 feet and it's even louder, as opposed to, I find solid state, it's more consistent where the further you move away from the amp, the quieter it gets.
Now, I'd say if you want to make sure that your amp works with pedals, I would go tube.
Yeah, yeah. With lots of, a nice clean tube amp with lots of headroom is what I do. Like I don't get any of my distortion from my amps, so everything's from the pedal board.
Yep.
Hey, my sister's back. See, I told you we'd still be on. And Guitar Hack is still waiting for a review of the Bad Horse pedal. Yes, it's on my list.
What's a Bad Horse pedal, actually?
It's a small pedal. It's not even here. Made by Tone City. They're it's their version of a clone.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah. He and I got a Deputy Marshall pedal by the company Outlaw, which is a Canadian company, which I loved. But then Guitar Hack heard it and he loved it, so he's like, "Hey man, do you want to trade pedals?" I was like, "Okay, sure." So we traded pedals, and I just took the Bad Horse off my pedal board Friday night because I needed another higher gain pedal for one song. See, Lando. So Ben, so digital is sticking your fingers in something then? Digits, lame. Yeah. Quentin James. Digital is like fake boobs. Sure, I'm getting to second base, but it's not the same as the real thing. Oh, Quentin, that's awesome. Oh, did you, Gussie? If you don't mind, I don't know if I asked you, Gussie. You can, if you don't want to type it here, if you want to just send me through Messenger. I'm curious whereabouts you're out of. As he's mentioned, he's had a few Outlaw pedals, and he bought them from Ardens, which is my channel sponsor. So, are you local to me? Because they have 3 stores, but they also have a website. So, I'm just curious. That's awesome. Mark Dillon has a Deputy Marshall. Nice for plexi sound. Yes, it's very much like a Marshall plexi. It was one of the few pedals that I went, yes, it does sound like a Marshall. And it's one of those micro-sized pedals. And they are cheap. They retail for like $60 Canadian. Not local. Okay. It's all in caps. Okay. He's not local. I don't blame you for not wanting to be local.
Damn caps.
Sounds good, Gussie. And yeah, Mark Dillon, it's a great pedal. I'm going to definitely get another one. So, unfortunately, I've done some work with Outlaw, so they were kind enough. They have a combination tuner pedal that's also a power supply, which was a great idea. The pedal, it's about the size of an MXR pedal, and you can power, I think, up to 6 pedals off of it, which is awesome. But it doesn't take up any space on your pedal board as a result. And so they asked if we could do a review on it. And I was like, sure. And they're like, well, can you get it out fairly quick? And this is at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it just happened. Richie already owned the pedal. So I texted him, hey, shoot a pedal on this. We had the video up within 5 or 6 hours of the company asking us. And they were just like, how did you do that? I was like, well, we already have it. Is this chat just for local people? No, no.
YouTube would be a weird place to gather, just like have a local people gathering happening.
It's funny. I do get a handful of local people tuning in more, I guess, on replay, because I'll show up at a gig, especially a gig where there's 4 or 5 bands playing, and it seems like one guy from each band is like, "Hey man, loving what you're doing on YouTube," and I was just like, I didn't know you knew I had a YouTube channel. They're like, oh yeah. I was like, well, leave a comment. Let me know, Hey, Brian Cote.
Yeah, I've had like friends like just like finding out exactly that way that they watched my channel. I never knew they were watching. Like, hey, I loved your video. I loved your cover of that and that. I'm like, oh, didn't know you watched.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if I think about it, I think I followed many channels for like 5 or 6 years without commenting a single time. I think I started commenting on others' videos only when I started doing my own. I don't know why, but didn't kind of realize that you could actually have like a community within YouTube as well.
Right. Right. It seems I find I give I'd say almost every video I watch, I will give a thumbs up to.
Yeah.
And it's not only, to benefit you, but it's simple. So if I click on the video again, I know I've already watched it.
Mm.
And I find, because stuff will come up under suggested viewing that I've already seen. And it's like, well, I'm not going to sit through a half-hour review I've already seen. I know how it ends. I did not get the reference, Mahil. And sorry if I keep mispronouncing your name. I'm trying.
No, that's pretty close. Close enough, I'd say.
I gave you a wrench.
Without a context.
I like you. Yeah. Oh, I may have. We were. That. Keep going back to that tele build. He and I were having a blast in that chat. Oh. Yeah. And then Henning popping in. Are you still building those? Where did you come from?
How's the baby? Baby's doing great. She's sleeping. She actually has been sleeping for a couple of hours already.
Nice. And go talk to your sister. You're missing out. I will do that. Everyone knows my sister is much smarter than me anyway, so. Okay, Adam says, great show, Ben and Vlad. Got to take the kids to soccer, aka football, for those outside of North America.
Yes.
Rock on, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for tuning in, Adam. He and I, we were doing a hangout together earlier today, off air. Yeah, we had a nice half hour, 45-minute chat. It's really cool. And we're consistent. We still got 30 people watching. Awesome.
That's nice.
Well, it's true, Amanda. You work in a bank. I play guitar. Let's just leave it at that. I can count to 4. You can count much higher. Oh, cool. Thanks, Gussie. He just messaged me his location. Okay. Yeah, I know where you're. So he is an Ontario guy. I will say that. Yes, I gave away the province, Gussie. So yeah, he's more local than others. We'll say that. Janice says, listening and driving, not reading. Thanks for tuning in, Janice. Appreciate it.
Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing. I think I've got like 10 guys or gals subscribing during this live stream. So thank you.
Wow, nice. That's
really
one of the reasons I like doing it. It's like we were talking about, you hang out with some different people, and if we can spread some awareness. It's not like a late night talk show these days where a musician's only on to plug their new album, or an actor's only on to promote their new movie or TV show. But the way I see it, it is partially promotion too. Because we can just sit here, have a conversation about gear, and if somebody likes what you have to say, they're going to subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
So we appreciate each and every one of you folks. Nice. That's awesome, Amanda. Yes, Vlad has some good content. I've been watching, like say, for a few months now, and I'm enjoying it. And
thank you.
Yeah. And so you said you've been doing it for about 1.5 years now?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, when I started, I was making like a video once a week, if that. Sometimes every other week. Only after the first GitCon, I started to produce more regularly. Okay. And I moved to 2 videos per week schedule from beginning of this year, actually. And then I started to see like actual growth.
Nice, nice. Guitar Pit says you also lost 10 subs for the TalkBox thing. Well, that was me last night during my hangout. I in theory, well, it worked out that I lost 1 subscriber, but I also got notifications that I gained 2 during the show. So I actually lost 3 subscribers last night.
Yeah, but
we'll check into that, Gussie.
Yeah, For the guitar bit, I'm just going to say that I'm not sure anymore that the talkbox is the most useless effect. I need to explore that a bit more.
Yeah,
I think that sounds like a fun video idea.
I like it. Yeah. I'm trying to think, who was it? Was it Trey from Gear Gods that did his talk box? And it was almost painful to watch because he was like, I don't know if he was playing it up that he had no idea what a talk box was, or he had. Then I thought about it, not a lot of people are familiar with talk boxes,
Yeah.
so it's really so I'm watching it and I even comment, I'm like, this was painful to watch at times as a lifelong talk box fan, but funny as well. So Brian Cote says, finally got my Outlaw effects board. It's really nice. Very awesome. Oh, and I have 7 thumbs downs apparently. Yay. Oh, well, let the haters hate. Whatever. It's all good. Let's see. We should do a video for fun uses. That'd be cool. I can see that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Guitar Hack asks, you probably mentioned this, but what is the name of Vlad's channel? Look one comment above. CatPick Studios. Ironically enough. And let's see. There's a Harley Benton talk box. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Oh, really? Nice. And yes, talk box and Nazareth Hair of the Dog, which was awesome. I have a live concert of them, and they ran the talk box into a set of bagpipes. So it looked like the singer was playing bagpipes, but it was actually the talk box.
Sure, why not?
Exactly. I think they may have been a Scottish band, so that really makes sense. I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Guitar Hack, duh. Yeah. It's okay. It's quite all right. Will it work through the mask?
Yeah, I think Tyler from Music is when he did a video where he actually showed
That's
us.
what it was.
Yeah. Where he showed it at the first time how he was trying to figure out how you need to plug it in and everything.
What is this hose thing?
It's actually a surprisingly weird setup.
Yes.
I think it goes between the amp and the cab, right?
No. Basically, you're bypassing everything because inside the box itself is a small amplifier with a speaker, and the speaker projects the sound through the tube, and then it comes out the tube into your mouth, and then you use your microphone
to amplify.
Yeah. So what a lot of guys will do is have a microphone into a second amplifier. So when they switch over. Yeah.
Makes sense.
We actually we built Richie and I built a talk box once using a little amplifier like this. So you plug in a little battery amplifier, and then we just taped a funnel onto the front of it with a hose coming off the funnel with a whole bunch of duct tape, and it worked.
Sure.
Yeah. The biggest thing with those was a lot of guys didn't use them back in the day because you were pushing a lot of volume through that hose, and it would actually rattle your teeth loose.
Yeah, I guess you could use the wah to mimic the talk box thing for the Bon Jovi.
Yeah, or the Electro-Harmonix cockfight, because it when you hook up the expression pedal, it goes through the 5 vowels, so you can kind of mimic a talk box with it.
Oh yeah, that's a cool idea for a pedal. And Studio Humio really wants me to order the talk box.
Apparently.
I don't know.
And no worries on the caps, Gussie. It was just funny because you were like, I'm not local. I found it funny. I didn't find it in any way offensive, buddy.
Yeah, I was just like, that would be a fun joke. Like, I'm not local.
Yeah, I always think of the 80s movie with Bill Murray, What About Bob? The t-shirt he had that said, "Don't hassle me, I'm local." And I was just like, I love that. I don't have a Toman link. Use Vlad's.
You should.
Make a t-shirt. I'm not local. Or just not local. Nice. Very nice. So how are you doing on time, sir?
I'm doing okay. I probably need to head to bed pretty soon. Need to work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, yeah, we went an hour and a half. That's good.
Yeah,
so,
it went by fast.
It did. It did. And so, yeah, again, I want to thank everybody that tuned in today. Vlad, if you want to just hold on here. We still got 29 people watching. Awesome. If you're new to the channel, again, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, ring the bell so you'll get notified when we put out some content. And, you know, I want to thank Vlad for coming on. This has been awesome.
This is fun. Thanks for having me.
Yes, definitely my first guest out of Finland, which is awesome. So we got to talk gear and a little bit of hockey. So, and living in a northern climate. Hey, very cool. Yeah, and if you guys are interested in supporting the channel at all, we have some links down below. We have a PayPal and a couple of GoFundMes to help Rich and I get to NAMM. So every little bit helps. Thank you very much. There's links down below if you haven't already subscribed to Vlad. There's a link to his channel down below, as well as some merch. If you're into Connects with Guitars merch, that's awesome. Thank you very much, guys, for the kind words on the great show. And do you have anything to add, sir?
Not really. Thanks for having me. And I'm pretty sure we'll be having you on one of our live streams as well at some point.
Awesome.
So
I'd be honored to do it. Honored to do it.
Yeah.
So I will end it with my closing, which is always hold those doors open for others. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. And don't forget, tune into Guitar Hack tonight in 3.5 hours. And I hope to see all of you over there. If not, I'll see all of you Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for the Connects with Guitars show. And I may have another video or two coming out this week as well. They're getting stacked up, believe me, I know. So thanks all for joining us. Have a great day and rock on.